Our journey started in August 1986. We started with a small unit in a village close to Vapi called Dillard. It was a fairly small unit having a small needle punching line which had been imported from Taiwan. At that time, there was already non-woven units in the country, but unfortunately, the two non-woven units that were in existence at that time were both sick units, and they were units that were likely to close any moment. In short, there was really no non-woven manufacturing, or rather no worthwhile non-woven manufacturing facilities in India in 1986. 1986 was a very important year for the non-woven industry, because that was the year in which 3 new companies got into the non-woven business. The first was Uniproducts, which is a Delhi-based company. The second was Hitkari Fibers, which is in Mohan, Maharashtra, and the third ourselves in Gujarat near Vapi. We all started in 1986. Of course, the journey of each of us has been quite different. Along the way, we got opportunities and we made the best of each of the opportunities that we got. Basically a B2B company. Probably all that we manufacture and sell is done for the specific requirement of a particular customer. So there is not much commonality between what products we sell to each of our customers. So in other words, it is a very customized business where a lot of development is involved. In the development, the customer also has to work along with us to first explain to us what exactly he is looking for, and next to use our material and validate it. That's a fairly complex process, but it has its own advantages, because usually business is long term. We are basically a non-woven company, but we have chosen to focus on certain segments. While we have the facilities and the ability to cater to just about every kind of non-woven application, we have chosen that we will largely focus on certain areas. One of the areas which has developed very well is the automotive sector. We supply today the interior soft trims in the vehicles, which is basically all the carpet based these components. Then there are the insulation components, which are mostly felt based components, felt also being a non-woven. Composites, which also have some non-woven inputs. Then we are also in the area of filtration, where we also not only make the filter media, but we also make the end products such as the bag filters. Then another area which is a focus area for us is interlinings. The interlining business is a very special kind of a business because in order to supply to the garment industry, you have to have nominations from the foreign brands. If you do not have the nomination from the foreign brands, the people who do the garmenting cannot purchase from you. Most of the interlinings that we market are to those people who garment for the foreign brands. The non-woven interlinings are not much used in the domestic garments. It is mostly in the export garments that it is used. There really is not many who do it. There is a very reputed company which has a large share of the market in India. That is because they are a foreign company, very established company, and they have nominations throughout the world. Because when you get a nomination anywhere, any part of the world, that qualifies you to supply anywhere in the world. See, one of the key factors is that, especially for the automotive industry, the components that are required by the automotive industry require not one type of non-woven. They require several types of non-wovens. So you have to have the ability to make all the different types of non-wovens that are required to make those components. So we have all the technologies that are required. So we have enough capability to manufacture every type of non-woven, whether it is the mechanical process of needle punching, whether it is again a mechanical process of stitch bonding, whether it is the mechanical process of hydro entanglement, whether it is a chemical process with a wet binder application, whether it is a chemical process with a dry powder binders, whether it is thermal bonding by caloric process, whether it is thermal bonding by hot air bonding. All these different and many more are required. And each of them also requires a different process of finishing. So you have one needle punching line, you can't do anything, please. So you have to have the ability to make different type of non-wovens and the ability to give different finishing processes. So the impression is, I will put a needle punching line. पहले तुमने नीडल पंचिंग लाइन डाला, उसके बाद में क्या करोगे? The fabric which comes out at the end of the needle punching line, in 9 out of 10 cases is not a saleable product. So this is where many people have not understood the need of the industry. He is a big disruptor for sure. Because from several thousand, moving parts, the number of moving parts are coming down drastically, the engineered parts. So there are many suppliers who are going to be very badly affected. However, I speak only for myself, and it will apply to also some of the other technical textile people. We do not get affected because the parts that we supply are required whether it is EV or IC engine. As a matter of fact, what is required from the aesthetic angle, that is the carpets, the headliners, these are required whether it is IC engine or it is a EV. So nothing changes. Now there are many parts which are from the NVH angle, that is the noise, heat, vibration. The engine in an EV is very silent. There is no noise. So, because there is no noise, you can hear noises that you could not hear before. So, suppressing those noises is equally important now. Now, one of the things which is definitely required is the underbody insulation. Because now when the car is going on the road, the noise of the tires, the noise of the small little pebbles which are on the road which strike on the underbody, all these get highlighted. Earlier the engine was making so much noise you could not hear those sounds.
True.
It was there earlier also, but you could not hear it. So now the seat fabric, that is a technical textile. It may look like furnishing fabric, but please, it is clearly a technical textile. Because the way the seat fabric is processed and the functional requirement are very different from the furnishing fabric of a sofa. So the seats are always going to be there, the seat is not going to be replaced. So for some of the suppliers, nothing has changed. But for many people, it is a disaster. So, where scope that technical textile use in automobiles might increase because of composites. Yes, as I said, we have customers in all other areas also, but they are certain customized products, so we don't name them separately. But the three areas where we are mainly focused is if you talk of the automobile, except one passenger car maker, everybody is our customer. So if you go to our website, you find everybody is our customer. Then you take our filtration products. everybody who has dust, that means all the steel companies, all the cement companies, all the aluminum manufacturers, all the power plants, just about everybody uses our products. Now, interlinings, I told you, was a very major part of our focus. Practically every brand, the world famous brands, we have nomination from them. They are all our customers. But we are not looking at whether, just as an example, whether Gokuldas is buying from us. Because Gokuldas is a garmenting company. So that means for all the brands that they are doing, as we have the nominations, we supply to them. So this way, there are so many people doing garmenting. So definitely we don't supply to everybody. But most of the brands, we have the nomination. Means I am unable to give a number because I do not believe in giving random numbers without basis. I can tell you this much. The non-woven industry in India is not even a small fraction of what is claimed. The need to focus on sustainability has become very important. So it is not that only companies like ours will be doing it. Everybody has to focus on sustainability. And as everybody has to focus on sustainability, your customers also, I mean, ensure that. So, a country like India, I think we are starting a little late. But we will have to catch up, that is for sure. So, sustainability is an important area of our focus. I don't see any great scope for startups as far as textiles is concerned. Because you require real volumes, please. You require real big investments. I don't think that we are going to come out with some breakthrough technology. You please tell me, can you often tell me of a startup which has been successful and what do they call that, become a unicorn in manufacturing? In manufacturing. In all these services, this, that and everything, okay, you have the Olas and you have the Ubers and all these things, and then you have Swiggy and you have all these kind of things, please. You tell me of a startup in manufacturing which has become a unicorn. Manufacturing is a small part of the business. Marketing is the more important part. If you make a product and you cannot sell it, then such manufacturing is of zero use. So, we are failing on marketing. And to create a market is not so easy. See, in technical textiles, it definitely helps if you can get a partner. Usually it is difficult to have only a supplier of the technology. People would like to also be partner in the business. So, you have to find a like-minded person. In technical textiles, the difficulty becomes that the foreign partner definitely has the technology, but he does not have the human resources to go and set up a small size unit in another country. So, it becomes very difficult in finding a partner. For a big company, to find a partner is very easy because there is size. But for a small company, the foreign partner doesn't have the experience of working in other countries. So he is hesitant. The Indian partner will definitely benefit if he can find a partner. When the technical textile industry is so small and the different types of machines that are required are so many, 2-4 मशीन साल में बेच के कोई भी प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं हो सकता है. तो गवर्नमेंट सेइंग वी मस्ट एनकरेज पीपल, नो प्लीज, कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. जब तक डिमांड सफिशिएंट नहीं रहता है तब तक कुछ हो नहीं सकता है. Yes, there are certain finishing equipment. In that, I mean, Indian companies have had reasonable success. But in the basic production machinery, अभी आप बोलेंगे नीडल लूम बनाना चाहिए, इतने सारे, अरे कितना ऑर्डर मिलेगा साल में? कितने नए नीडल लूम्स इंडिया में एक साल में इंस्टॉल होता है? अच्छा, जितने भी इंस्टॉल इंडिया में होंगे वो क्या सब इसी से लेगा? अरे, people are today buying from the Chinese because the Chinese have improved so much that the Germans are falling behind. Dilo was the master, आज भी है, लेकिन Chinese have become equally good at a fraction of the cost.